Hey, it's Vaughn here at jazzdrumschool.com YouTube channel. Aloha, I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to tune up this drum kit for you, this awesome drum set. This is my Pearl Midtown drum set. It's my go-to compact drum set, and I did another video about this particular kit and reviewed it and really kind of went into more detail about the drum set itself and my kind of compact hardware setup and all those things. I'll put the link to that video below in the description. So all you need for this is a drum key and a drum stick. You ready? Let's get into it. So this drum kit I use in the recording studio. I take it on the train with me, believe it or not, here in Japan. I use it in live performances, and it really is a great all-around compact drum set. Recently I did a gig where I was playing a gospel gig, playing gospel music, and I used it, and it sounded great. So we're going to kind of show you how I tune it up, and I use basically one tuning for everything I play. So you'll notice that I've got Remo Ambassador fiber skin heads on all of my drums here. I really love the sound of these. I recently tried the Remo skin tone drum head, but I didn't like it too much. I thought the tone was pretty flat. And I've also tried the Evans calf tone series drum heads, but I found that the laminate comes off pretty quick actually, which I was really disappointed in because I really like Evans drum heads. But I didn't think it worked too good. So I'm back with the Remo fiber skins. I've been using these. They last a long time for me. And they sound great with brushes. So, really, I think an all-around great drum head for jazz playing. And that's mostly what I do on this drum set. I mostly play jazz. If you're going to play pop or rock or things like that, you may want to change. Maybe put ambassadors on all the heads, or maybe a 2-ply head, a clear head, or something on the toms. That also sounds really nice. So I just recommend that you experiment with different drum heads, find what works for you. For me, these are it. So the way that I tune drums, I learned from this DVD that I got when I purchased my awesome Yamaha Maple Custom Absolute drum set back here in the corner. And I got that in the early 2000s. And on the DVD, it had this guy who was a drum tech to all these big name drummers. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But he was sharing how he can tune up a drum so fast, basically you blink and you miss it. And the reason he developed this technique is because, drummers are going to break things right in the heat of the moment when they're on stage and they're playing. And he's got to go out there and change those drum heads. So he learned how to do this, and it's really fast and really effective, and I'm going to share it with you today. Also, in my brushes mastery course at jazzdrumschool.com, I go into a lot of detail about tuning. So let's dive in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to loosen all of the tension rods, okay? By the way, we'll just do a little tour here. This is a tension rod, okay? This is a lug casing, and inside is the lug. This is part of the lug that the tension rod goes into that helps tighten the rim down and tighten the drum head. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen all of our tension rods, and we're going to bring them down to just finger tight. First, what we're going to do is I recommend, if you're going to save a drum head, you're not like changing drum heads, then what you want to do is go across just a little bit, just gradually reduce the tension. And go across from each of those tension rods. So just the one right across from it. And just gradually bring that tension down. Okay. Okay. Until you get it loose. And then what you're going to do, you're going to make them finger tight. So then just twist it until it's finger tight, okay? All right, so they're all finger tight. Now this is what you're going to do from here. Take 2 fingers, push it down in the middle of the drum. What you'll see when you do that, and you can't see it here so much, but you'll be able to feel it. You can kind of see a little bit. There's some ripples, okay? And what you're going to do is go around and just tighten each tension rod just enough until you see those see or feel those ripples disappear. So just tighten a little bit. And it doesn't take a lot, actually. The smaller the drum, the less you have to tighten it to make an effect, right? And these drums, this snare drum is only 13 inches. So, all right, I got rid of those. Now let's just take a listen. Not bad. Already we got a nice tone happening. Now what we do from here, I'm going to take one finger, just take your index finger, just touch lightly in the middle. We're just going to try to get rid of the overtones. But what we're going to do is go around and tap in front of each of those tension rods. Now I can see there's some variance, right, in the pitch. This one's a lot lower, right? So I can hear there's kind of like a dun dun, kind of a general sound happening here. I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this one. This one's just a little bit lower than the rest. I'm going to bring it up just a touch. Now you notice this one also, across from it, is kind of that same lower pitch. So what we can do is bring that one up, bring this one up a little bit. It's getting there. Let's bring these up a little bit more. Bring this one up a little bit. Now we're getting there, right? You hear that? Still just a little bit. This one's a little bit lower. Let's bring this one up. Now I'm not pushing down, but I want to mention I'm not pushing down because I'm going to change the pitch if I push down, right? I'm just touching it lightly. Okay. We got a nice jingle bells, right? Not bad. Now, I don't like this. This is a little too loose for my taste. So I'm going to now, what you can do is, once you get it kind of a uniform pitch, then you want to tune it up or tune it down, depending on what your taste is. When you do that, remember where you start, and just go around and tune everything to the same amount. So just turn it the same amount for each one. Remember, you got to remember where you start. I've forgotten many times and had to do it over again. So make sure you remember where you're starting. All right, there we go. Let's check it out. Now go around and check the tuning. Not bad, right? This one's a little bit low. This one's a little bit low. Still a little bit low. Not bad. We got a nice solid pitch happening right there. All right, let's turn on the snares. Not bad. I would say maybe just a little bit, just a touch higher. I'm going to go around. Every drum has a kind of a frequency range in which it resonates nicely, okay? If you a little bit lower. Nice. Now, if you really pay attention, you'll find it sounds really good. You'll find that with your, drum, it's the size of it is going to be limited in terms of what it can do. So you don't want to crank it too much if it's a bigger drum because it's going to choke the sound, and you don't want to make it too loose if it's a smaller drum because it's not going to give you any kind of tone. So you've got to find where that frequency kind of resonance range is for every drum, and you'll know where the kind of that sweet spot is, that strike zone is, and for this drum, I think we're pretty much there. So it sounds good. Let's just double check one more time. I'm going to go through. Just a little bit low, this one. Sounds good. All right, let's move on to the rack tom. Now the rack tom, we're going to do kind of the same way. We're going to do the same, kind of tune everything down and then do the same, exact same process. All right, now let's just make it finger tight. And what I'm going to do is, this is on a rack mount, so I'm just going to kind of, by feel, I'm going to use the drum key for those because I can't get my fingers in there to tighten it. And there you go. Now, put the 2 fingers in the middle, go around and get rid of those ripples. Remember, you don't have to turn it very much to get rid of those ripples. Okay? The smaller the drum, the less you have to turn it. Not bad. This is a little bit low. Let's bring this one up. Sounds good. That was easy. Okay, let's move over to the floor tom. All right, now finger tight. Let's go around, check all that. And 2 fingers in the middle. You can kind of see the ripples on this one a little easier. You just go around, tight, tune it till you get rid of those ripples. And not bad. We got a nice tone already. So these 2 are a little higher than the rest. With the floor tom, I like it a little on the lower side. See, we just kind of opened it up there just by adjusting a little bit. And like I said, you're going to have oftentimes there's going to be the same pitch across from each other, the tension rods across from each other. So you can adjust them both the same amount, and you can make a difference in the tuning. This is a little bit low, so let's bring this one up and bring this one up. Hear that? Sounds really great. See, that was easy. Super, super, super easy. I'm telling you, it's like a piece of cake. And before I knew this, it was tuning my drums was always a frustrating process. And I didn't really know kind of what to do. So thank goodness I bought that drum set and I got that DVD. Now, one thing I'll mention also is the bottom head I usually tighten a little bit tighter than the top head. So you can check out, you can hear my my rack tom. Let's hear that, and this one. So the bottom head is a little bit tighter. I like that because I think it projects the sound out. So with the bass drum, I pretty much do the same thing. The resonant side is just a little bit tighter than the batter side. If you really want the bass drum to project out, I encourage you to loosen the front head a little bit more, the resonant side head a little bit more, and that's going to give you kind of a warmer and more projecting sound from your bass drum. So that's it. That's how I tune my drums, and I'll tell you, I get it done in a matter of minutes. It only takes me really a minute, maybe less sometimes. As you could see when I tuned the rack tom, it was like that. It was done in just a few seconds. So great technique. I encourage you to try it out. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below in the comments section. I'd love to connect with you and respond. answer any questions you have. So what I'm going to do right now is going to take them on a test drive and play a little for you, and you can check out how they sound. 1,